Hey fuckers, it's Friday.
Can't spell shattered without shat or turd.
Like a gut punch to the abdomen.
Some of the funniest shit on the web.
I call it a rock Fred.
I like the cut of your jib, gentlemen.
These 5 are the only protection we have.
The best part of the show is the genuine Hasbro love.
Good night, folks.
And of course, Pat's weekly farts.
Breaking news. It's very outside of the box.
Nailed it.
I love Friday. Bob's Bait and Tackle, now carrying Hasbro.
They truly are your favorite podcast.
Thoughts, prayers, likes, and shares.
Shatteredcast.
A to B.
Shatteredcast Uncut? Is that you? Shatteredcast
When are you going to bring Larry back?
My favorite Star Wars podcast.
Shatteredcast Uncut.
Like complete fuckers. Podcast is intended for mature audiences only, and its sole purpose is to entertain. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now and
Shut the fuck up, Chip.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shatteredcast Uncut, episode 345. We are 345 years old. The Earth is still under our enslavement, but for some reason, all the omnigonics we've given to the surviving humans are starting to become sentient. I am your host, Oscar Alonso, and joining me tonight are two members of the Furious Four. Coming up to bat first, he is joining us tonight after an unfortunate absence last week. He is your favorite admin and mine, the one, the only Mr. Greg Ford Mercy.
Hi. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. So glad to have you on. Yay! Highlighters for everyone. Look under your chairs.
How did you get over here? It's crazy.
Magic. Dark black magic. And, of course, that gentleman you heard there is the one, the only, the smartest Transformer fan out there, and the guy who is currently figuring out a way to not only master his 3D printer he recently purchased, but making it sentient so it talks to him when it's done printing. The one, the only, Mr. T2RX6, Justin.
What is going on? I want to give a shout out to one of our non-listeners, Ace, who he was not listening to our show and did not hear that I got a 3D printer. And has been giving me all kinds of tips, and I really appreciate it. But I wish he would listen to the show. I find it very disrespectful that he does not. So,
I mean, you sound surprised, right?
Yeah,
you know,
just another one who doesn't listen. So,
yep, there's another one. I mean, it's a shame we lost Eddie Dustmites, who was our most active listener, who would touch base with me, but he just doesn't listen anymore. It's unfortunate. I mean, you know, even Greg doesn't listen.
No.
Nope.
Greg, are you listening right now?
What?
Exactly.
See, so like we are losing people left and right, and I mean it's gonna be a hard, but I feel there's gonna be a farewell episode in the future soon, probably when we reach 369.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially when we reach 369. But of course, as you could tell, Robert is not here because there's not a 45-minute introduction of how we're all doing and stuff like that, because he is busy closing on, brace yourself, a new car. The Giovanni family have now purchased themselves a lovely 1987 Dodge Caravan without power windows or air conditioning. Help him get around from his morning commute from New Jersey to Red Hook, Brooklyn.
It sounds so believable.
The purchase was made possible by a connection made in Realm of Collectors. Shout out to Pinkerton, who also doesn't listen and is on an inferior show. An inferior product. Not really. I don't need him fucking stomping through Orlando like he's fucking Godzilla. But anyway, so did anybody get anything? Gregors?
I got all sorts of stuff. I guess we'll do the highlights.
Yeah.
I got the Spider-Man retro set. I got Fans Toys Hunk. I got Fans Toys Dune Runner. I got
nice
the Fans Hobby God Bomber kit, which I fucking love that figure. The entire thing.
That's good. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, that's a big old fucking chunk.
He looks beastie too, man. When you showed him in the photos, he looks fine.
Yeah, I got all my Wave 1 G.I. Joes finished. I don't remember what the last ones I said I got were. I got Beachhead.
Nice.
I got the Target NECA Ninja Turtles Casey Jones 2-pack.
Oh,
and I have
yeah.
a leather head pack on the way.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I haven't left the house since I had surgery, so I got all that stuff without even going to Target. So all these people throwing fits online about going to Target every 5 minutes and harassing the employees, like maybe you're just not doing it right. I don't know.
That
let's
Leatherhead
see.
looks really good though. That comes with Slash, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Slash and
oof.
Leatherhead. And then I got in the pre-order for the Metalhead for the online one and Toka and Razor. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm doing pretty okay on those. I'm only missing a couple of the Walmart ones because Walmart. What else? I got MMC Blastoff.
Okay.
Which is good. I like that set. For the most part, I transformed most of them this morning back to robot mode until I get
Brawl shows up.
Brawl. Let's see what else. A whole lot of other stuff. But
That's a nice haul.
Yeah,
That is. That's a very nice haul.
I got a pile of loot because I was jealous of Justin and his perpetual pile of loot. I just haven't shipped it yet.
Fairness.
Like getting charged for stuff and it just sitting there, it's like that doesn't bother me. But when I have to go and pay the taxes, like that's just like, I'll wait. I really feel like paying taxes right now, so
I got you.
it's just annoying to have to pay the taxes.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Justin.
Nope.
What'd you get this
week?
I got nothing. Nope.
I got nothing. I got some plastic for my 3D printer. I've made a lot of things that have gone straight into the garbage because they didn't work. But other than that, I got nothing. So
is it because the plastic was bad, or
no? It's because I'm still learning like the settings and stuff. I was telling Greg earlier, and you heard a little bit of it, but like the big thing is like making sure the bed's level, and it's like sometimes you'll get a couple prints out of it, and then like I don't know, the constant movement or whatever, it'll unlevel itself, and you don't even think about it, and then you come back and you're like, oh shit, everything like it's all fucked up, like. Especially if you go, it starts printing fine, and then like you're like, okay, I'll see you in the morning. It's gonna take 8 hours. I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'll see you tomorrow. And you wake up in the morning, it just looks like there's a bird's nest on your desk because like it just kind of made strings of plastic. Like that's always fun to wake up to. So I've made a lot of things that have gone in the trash, and I'm glad that it is plastic that can be recycled because it's wasted plastic at this point. So
yeah, I hear you.
It's okay. We're getting there. Like every time is a little bit less failures before you end up getting to a successful end result. But
yeah, trial by fire.
There's plenty of failures. So
trial by fire, my friend.
Indeed, but it's fun. I mean, I'm having fun. Like, I haven't made anything like super serious or anything. Like, it's all just been like little things here and there. But like, it's been fun. So
not yet till we create our first prototype of the Central Barbosa lovemaking action figure.
Correct. Actually, I was hit up, I believe, by Phil, who doesn't listen to the show, and he said for us non-listeners, maybe either he looks forward to the shitstorm, or he said a a Quintesson that has all the podcast members' faces, or just Robert D's faces that just all say innocent or guilty. Maybe I'm putting two things together, but he definitely suggested the podcast members on a Quintesson. I was like, that's a fantastic idea.
He was suggesting to me to put animated version of a Quintessa Robert on there. Sounds like a good idea. But I think it'd be kind of a pain to pull that off. Because every face needs to have a running mouth, so I had to be able to switch the faces as well as show transitions between the faces. I'm just gonna have one, not gonna have one just appear then disappear. So I'm working on the kinks of it, but maybe that'll make it. Maybe, but some I posted a picture of Maria on Facebook. a while ago, a rough design sketch for her, and I am currently in the works of making a Central Barbosa animated show. I don't want it to be like another question Q&A show. I want it to be like a short skit, but we'll see as time goes on. But let's see, what did I get this week? Quite the haul. I got my Chosen Prime stash shipped to me. I got the Iron Factory Lyle Convoy. As much as I love my Beast Force, this is probably the worst fucking thing I've bought in the last 5 years. Like, it is just below that time I bought Sonicron. You remember back when we started Shattercast Uncut?
Which one was Sonicron? Oh, that was the sound wave that made like the
BTS.
Yeah, I remember.
Transformed to a tape recorder, and it was absolutely
with
garbage.
his like spine sticking out his back.
Yeah, and it was absolute shit because all the screws were loose. You had to tighten them up, and then so that is probably the worst Iron Factory figure I own ever. Probably the worst thing I purchased in the last 5 years. I got that. I also got Masterpiece Clampdown, which is the redeco of Red Alert. He's got the black head, not the red head. It's a great figure. I was looking forward to it. Got him finally. He's awesome. I'm just reminded of how kind of shaky it could be with some Takara to get their weapons to be held in that tab in place. But once you get him fully posed, he looks great. I also got Fans Toys Hunk, which is a really good figure. Like, nice. Really good. Really happy with him. Heavy little guy. But I really wanted a Masterpiece Brawn, and I remember when he was announced, people were selling their bad Q Brawns, but they were trying to flip that shit for like over $100. And, it is what it is. It's just what they do. I almost jumped on a few choices, and then once my hunk hit my stash, one guy was selling just the bad cube Brawny, just him with his regular gun, not the Megatron cannon, just it was one gun, and he was selling that for $60 plus shipping, and I almost jumped on that, but I decided not to. Also, I got Fans Hobby Athena, who is not bad. She is fantastic. My only quips were her, because Bobby Skullface did say it's the worst feeling figure he's ever dealt with. I like to counter that and say she feels very solid. My only issue is the little door panels that connect to the back of the legs.
Yep, that's my gripe.
They don't want to stay in that fucking clip. I thought I transformed her wrong, but I didn't. So getting her to pose in one way is great, but then I just hear that click, and then the fucking panel popped off, and I'm just like, oh, come on.
Yeah, that is by far the most annoying thing about her, in my opinion, is those panels. And like it's the type of panel that the moment you like touch it with anything, like you're trying to move her legs and get her to sit there, like they will flop down, like because it needs a better peg or something to peg in there. You know what? I think that's something I'm gonna do with my 3D printer. If I work it out, Oscar, I will send it to you. But yeah, I'm probably gonna try to come up with some little clip that I can store somewhere in her car mode that just kind of clips it in a little more solid. Because that is by far, to me, that's the biggest gripe you can have with her. And it's probably gonna be the same with the other headmasters too, or at least Go Shooter. But like other than that, like. You can tighten that up somehow. Like you can put a little bit of clear nail polish on the peg. Actually, I think the reason it pops out is I think the peg is too big for the hole, actually. So I think it just kind of forces itself
Maybe
back
like
out.
follow down the peg.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been thinking the problem is, but I can't really confirm it because like I filed it a little and it seems like it's better, but it still just comes out really easy. So I think just the answer is just to come up with something that can kind of clip it in place and never worry about that piece again. So
I put a little extra coating on mine.
So did that help, Greg?
I think it did, but at the same time, I mean, it definitely did, but at the same time, it could have just added more tension. Like it may not be perfect. I don't know. I just kind of like did it and didn't look back. It was a relatively easy, easy way to get it to function a little better. But
it's definitely one of the two. It's either that it's too loose or it's too tight, and it's like it's really hard to tell on a peg like that which one it actually is. I mean, the difference between it being too loose and too tight is just such a tiny difference in this case.
So what's funny is when I got the stash delivered, first thing I did was the first person I messed with was Athena, because I was like, all right, I really need to mess with this because I've been waiting for this for a long time now. I never owned the original Minerva. I never own any homages to the character, right? So I'm like, I'm really excited to open up the instructions, and the running joke is it transforms in only 98 steps, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's 104.
Is it that many? It didn't seem like it was that many.
They're numbered, man. Look at your instructions. I believe it's 104.
There's that. Yeah, that's like. That seems like unnecessary. That thing's like a pretty easy. Like, I don't think I've even looked at the instructions. So.
Yeah, I agree. She's pretty straightforward to transform.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I've never messed with a fan hobby. I'm still waiting on Double Evil to drop in my stash. With the Chosen Prime. So I'm looking forward to owning him as well as my Magic Square Optimus. But yeah, so I got her and I took that awesome picture of the KFC Central Barbosa with RC Slash, the Legends Class Dinobot, and of course Athena. So yeah, she's great, man. And I understand not all reviewers are going to say the same thing. Some want to say things just to be unique and different and controversial, and that's fine. But in this case, I believe a certain reviewer is wrong. Other than that, I also got in the mail today. I ordered from Show Z Store that I placed like 2 months ago, and where I ordered X Transbots Boost, which is Wind Charger.
Oh, that figure.
Yeah. Huh?
Oh, that figure.
Yeah, and my only gripe with him is in robot mode, those screws are facing out. Other than that, the transformation was kind of a pain in the ass, but I think he looks all right. And of course, because I got him on sale at Show Z Store, I got him, I think it was like $50, was Steamroll from Bad Cube.
Oh, that's a good figure.
Yeah, so I got him also. I haven't messed with him yet.
Steamroll's the Sideswipe, right?
That is correct, yes, sir.
That's awesome because he's hard to find. So
yeah, I mean not from China, but locally in the States, he's kind of hard to find, and some people aren't selling him complete. The last time I saw him listed.
Yeah.
So I mean, I got him with everything, so I'm happy. Now it's like the search for Recon begins because he was sold out when I ordered him at the Show Z Store, and he's still sold out.
Is Recon Red Alert?
Is Red Alert.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I have not. So I did not opt to get Red Alert because I felt like having Red Alert under the old MP mold was fine, and like it kind of made them different. Like because like the car mode, you can put them side by side and they're almost indistinguishable. But like the big difference is the bot mode, and I just felt like Sideswipe looked better next to Sunstreaker, and like I could get away with Red Alert being different on the shelf.
Oh yeah.
But like I mean, I was blown away with how well they did Sideswipe. Definitely one of their better products.
I bought the Recon. I had the Recon before. I bought him at TFCon in Toronto, and ended up selling him a couple of years later. And it's one of those I regret selling instances, but I'll find him again. So it's just time and patience. So moving on to third-party news. Dr. Wu's chatter.
This is impressive. I gotta say, Greg, I don't know if you know. I know Dr. Wu has made the little Auto Scout. I'm pretty sure. Did he make any other transforming figures? I don't remember any transforming figures besides that Auto Scout, which I feel like it's hard to classify the Auto Scout as a transforming figure, right? Like one thing flips out and one thing opens up. Like it really doesn't do much of anything.
Well, it's supposed to be a Fixmaster for that Combiner Works Devastator, but I don't know if that ever.
I remember that. There was pre-orders were up and no prices were listed at the time.
Now the thing is, you will get. Excuse me. Pardon me. I'm still getting over. I'm still trying to heal up, so I'm still under the weather. But Well, I got a question about how that brand name is operating, but we can get to it with the next ones too, because the next couple of links are also.
That was making me wonder some things too. But this
Yeah,
looks cool. I think it looks neat. I think it looks better than the KFC version that has come before it. Like it looks more substantial.
What I was thinking of, yeah.
Yeah, but this is prestige though, so.
Yeah, that one's for MP size. So this is actually really neat, especially it being prestige. Which
how do the siege?
I wonder if it's gonna work.
Yeah, how do they line up next to an MP size tape? Because I have no experience with this sound.
I want to say they're like, I think it's like 3/4 of the size of an MP. Like if the Frenzy or Rumble, whatever you want to call them, next to the MP version of them, they're like 3/4 of the size.
Okay.
So.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I could probably still get away with these, potentially, because like whatever. So, but we'll see.
I hope it's a nice, tight, combining fit. They, like I said, they look great for what they're supposed to be, especially with the application that they're for a Siege Soundwave, and I hope they work for the Earthrise Soundwave that's going to be coming out also. So this looks really cool.
Yeah, it's really nice. I like the details. I really like the ape mode. I think the ape mode looks cool as hell. But I mean, like the bird, the squawk talk part of it doesn't look too much different from, your buzzsaw and laserbeak, which I suppose is probably an okay thing. And the ape looks cool, and then the combined mode just looks like this little chunky, substantial robot. So
yeah, I'm drinking milk, and when I grow up, I'm gonna fuck up Autobots.
Exactly.
Look, I'm so tough.
Yeah, I agree.
I do like the little arm cannons on them too. So yeah, this looks good. Looking forward to seeing more.
Yeah, I hope that this is not ridiculously expensive like some of Dr. Wu's offerings have been in the past. But given who they've teamed up with, maybe it'd be okay.
Yeah. So move on to the next one. Mechanic Studios, Dr. Wu, Mozart, and Microscope, colored prototypes. Mechanic Studios is McFan's Toys, right?
And they are teaming up with Dr. Wu, and I don't really understand because we've seen this this little scalpel and the whatever mohawk, but like they seem to be saying this is designed by McFan's Toys or Mechanic Studios, and it's being manufactured by Dr. Wu, which is just interesting. Like, yeah, what's going on here exactly?
Who released the last Legends class version of this figure? Was it why do I want to think it's Transform Element, but I'm wrong. The one that Matt reviewed, that was actually really nice looking. And don't you own that too, Greg?
Oh, which one's that?
The I almost said Mozart, the Mohawk.
Oh yeah. I have that. It's the shit. Yeah, that one.
Transcraft.
Transcraft.
Mohican. Okay. But that one, he's bigger, right? Like he's this is legend size.
Yeah, he's bigger.
So,
I mean, he's like a whole, like 3 3/4, maybe. But yeah.
I mean, for this figure size, there's a lot of detail on it. A lot of detail, which I give him a lot of credit on, especially the way they're giving it with the joints and the posability. Like image number 5 is not something I see very often for a figure to be able to pose as. But this looks really neat. So and that alt mode is fucking wicked.
So Greg, what do you think is the deal with this crossover? Basically, what would this produced by Dr. Wu? Because as far as I knew, Dr. Wu was not someone who had like necessarily a factory or something like that. Like it always seemed like it was little, teeny tiny mods for this, that, or the other thing. Like so, this is just interesting. That all of a sudden it's like produced by Dr. Wu. Like.
I mean, it could be a design that was commissioned, or it could be a design that was bought, or it could be that whoever the Dr. Wu person is facilitated upfront money maybe handle logistics. Did kind of what a producer does. Organized to factory time, distribution, blah 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 blah. So I don't know. You're never really gonna get a clear answer.
Yeah, it is interesting to see these two third-party companies, kind of signing off on the same thing. So I don't know. I'll be interested to see. I just and this is like I said, I hope that with the Squawk Talk and Beast Box of the last thing, because McFan's Toys is known to put out, pretty, obviously they knock off other people's things, but their figures are not very expensive in the grand scheme of things. And it's Dr. Wu, I think the only human set, which was just they were a little painted statues basically with heads that you could move. They look really nice, but I think they were I want to say $80 for those humans from season 3 Transformers, and I'm that's not worth it. It really wasn't worth it.
Yeah, they were just little statues. Right?
Yeah,
I
have them, and I'm I can't feel good about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely understand you on that one. I remember when they came out, they were all the rage because they were the season 3 humans, and
yeah, and the other thing is what got me on the hook, I think, with Dr. Wu is they made one of their first releases was Partners, which was for MP10, right?
Right.
Spike and Sparkplug, and they were great, they're everything MP Spike should have been, with the paint, the eyes were there, the articulation was there, and
you mean the face?
That. Yeah, and then they made Dr. Arkaville later, and I never picked up Dr. Arkaville at the time, and he kind of was this little mini grail in a way. It was something I was always looking for and could never find it, and no one was selling theirs and stuff like that. And then finally I happened on one on eBay, and I spent more than he was worth to get him, and then I'm he doesn't even scale with the rest of their stuff. That's so disappointing, so I don't know.
Yep.
It's weird. Dr. Wu is a weird company. Yeah, and I don't know. They're not exactly a cost-effective company either. So this will be interesting to see how these come out. Because then, if it is Dr. Wu that's making them, in the case of these Mechanic Studios being produced by Dr. Wu, say now that these Mechanic Studios get this premium price point for a small legend figure, I don't know.
Yeah. Their Mechanic Studios recently released their Astro Train. There were people that were making. I remember seeing a couple of posts, not a lot, a couple. Obviously too, but about how there's plastic marks on the stress marks on the plastic on the Astro Train, which sucks because I kind of wanted it to have a Legends scale Astro Train, right? So for me to see that, it was it's kind of heartbreaking, and I believe they have a Blitzwing in the works too, right? We talked about that a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
Mechanic Studios.
So. Yeah, I think we heard. I think we saw their Blitzwing and Astro Train. I know we saw Astro Train. I'm trying to think if we saw Blitzwing.
Yeah, I think his name was Thunder or something like that. But yeah, but this looks good. So the next one is this is the Microscope, the Scalpel, right? So this is also a collaboration with Dr. Wu, and this looks really good.
It does in his Scalpel mode, but he doesn't look so great in his Microscope mode. That's my big gripe about him, I guess.
Right, and I know we talked about it before, but I like how some third-party companies are taking, a spin with some of the movie bots. And Jesus Christ, that's one ugly Microscope.
Mm-hmm. It makes me worry though, because I just feel it's fine. At some point, we know it's gonna come that we can't keep making G1 third-party and things like this.
Yep.
We can't. It's the market's getting saturated. We're running out of characters are gonna sell things. So it's good that people are getting out there and taking a risk on these other IPs, or not other IPs, but other moments in the IP. So,
yep.
for me personally, like the movie stuff's not it for me. But like someone out there probably is all for these movies. Exactly. Like this is someone who's like, this was like the second movie I ever saw in my life. Something like that, and good for them if they're happy for it. I hope someone doubles back to animated because I'd love to see it, but yeah.
Right. So, I mean, in this case, I think this is going to be great. It'll be nice to venture out because remember, like, Transform Element is breaking out into Beast Wars. They're doing. Is it Transform Element? Yeah, they did the Black Arachnia.
Yeah, they're doing the little legends.
Yeah. And they also did the MP size Transmetal 2 Primal. I think that's another company. I may be wrong on that.
That just came in stock at Agabus, actually. Like
That's
literally
who?
that just came in stock at Agabus. Like literally.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah, like since we've been on the call, I believe.
Nice. I mean, not my favorite incarnation of Optimus Primal. I already have my favorite versions of him. The Nemesis, Optimal Optimus, and of course the Generation Toys version of him. Damn, I'm kind of regretting not picking up their Hornet Tiger, their Bumblebee Tiger version, but yeah. So we're moving on to the next one here now. Onto official news titled "Second Chance at Love." Vindication for those that decided not to pay 3 times retail for a Siege Skywarp, which he came with the Phantom Strike Squadron. This is...
Yep. Now they'll just pay Japanese retail for it.
Which is going to be like the same price, so...
Yeah, pretty much. I remember seeing I think it was in a cafe when someone shared this, and they're like, man, I feel bad. I paid like 3 times what it was worth than when it was released at retail for it. And it's like, dude, like, it's going to be re-released. And at $66.87, it's really not that bad. I mean, fuck, how much did he run on Amazon when I got him? I want to say, I think it was like 45 from Amazon. I don't remember the price. I know I sold it to Adam Tucker for like 40 because he needed it. Shout out to him. He doesn't listen either. That I can guarantee. But I think this is great. This is someone's. Now, where would someone go to pick this up?
It's Sakaratomi Mall.
Sakaratomi Mall.
Yeah, these always like weren't the old MP. What was it? The Coneheads. They were all Sakaratomi Mall, weren't they?
Yeah, but those were made available on pre-orders on online retail.
Oh yeah, you can get them. Yeah, you'll be able to get them elsewhere for a even higher cost. So I don't know what. I don't know if they'll be. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll just be the standard availability. Probably cheaper to go through. Probably cheaper to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah.
Yeah, then to try to get them.
The Chosen Prime.
I mean, yeah, I'm just, or, I mean, we can name any retailer, but yeah, like you get just like a middleman. It's the same thing as like some of the plus versions of the MP cars. You might as well have just gotten them from a U.S. retailer.
Yep. I still think
you're going to have to pay up front. You're still going to pay a premium, and you're not going to save any money.
Yep. So. And I mean, in the end, this is a really good paint app. This paint app for Skywarp works well with the Siege mold. I remember the big ordeal with the Secret 3-pack for something that's a solid color because that's one scene from the cartoon. But this is a nice paint app on this mold, and his assist, his little attack squadron is pretty tight also. But this is really neat. Really neat. And I'm glad people now have a chance. So here's your chance. Get it from the Sakaratomi Mall. Just Google it, and you can even translate the entire website. This product will be sold in Japan only at the Sakaratomi Mall. Cannot be canceled after ordering. So make sure you place your order and you mean it.
Oh yeah, real quick, Greg. While we are discussing Siege stuff, we had talked about last week, and we'll wait for a week that we can have us all on, trying to talk about Siege spoiler discussions and such. So, that's I'm pretty sure you've seen all of Siege, right? At this point.
The one that just came out.
Yeah, Netflix.
Yeah, I saw it.
I knew
good.
he was going to do that.
Save your
I
opinions.
fucking knew he was going to talk slow on purpose.
Save your opinions on that, and we will be talking about it at a later point in time when we have everyone on, so we can have a little discussion on what we liked, disliked, etc. So.
Okay.
I knew he'd do that.
Indeed.
Joke. Ha. And speaking of something that is not a joke, it is I'm actually a little excited about this. Generation Selects G2 Megatron.
I don't know why you say it's not a joke. I think it's a joke, Oscar.
Do you really?
I do.
I think this paint app works for it.
I think it's trash. I think it works for the tank, but I don't think it actually works for Megatron, because in this case, it really just looks like someone went and graffitied on Megatron and made him, green and purple. It doesn't really capture the spirit of G2 Megatron. I know he had that the Megatron head, but his upper torso and stuff was totally different. From neck down, he did not look like G1 Megatron. And that's what I think bothers me most about this, is that they're just how can we repaint it again? Megatron was green and purple. Let's make him green and purple. And someone's like, okay, let's do it. And yeah, it's fine. It's just cheap cash in on what's already out there. So.
Did you come to this conclusion when you put 6 kittens in a barrel and lit them on fire while your children watched?
I did. It was at the exact same time. So.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. You monster.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks great.
Well, as I don't understand why the gun's
upside down.
Upside down, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me.
I wondered that too.
That I don't understand. I don't remember the G2 toy, but I never owned it.
So let me see. I've never owned G2 Megatron either, and this is I'm gonna hit enter on this right now, but before I hit enter, I remember him having basically the front of a tank for his chest. So let me see.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes, he does.
And he did not have a fusion cannon.
No, it was on his shoulder.
In fact, yes, it was.
So the only thing they've got right here is the color scheme is right, and the fact that he kind of has G1 Megatron's head is kind of right. I don't know.
Well, I like it. I found him too. I googled it, and I see it, and I like it. I understand you're not a fan. A lot of people aren't a fan of this. I kind of wish he'd came with additional weapon masters and stuff. There's that purple version of the tank that comes with. God damn, he comes with some shit. It's the one where you could squeeze it and it shoots the missile when you squeeze the plastic. The air triggering.
Mm-hmm.
Transformerlane.com has it. It's the Heroes subgroup. That has the extra stuff. I kind of hope they do that with this, but from what I'm seeing these screen caps, it looks like what's his name? That guy who gets all the fucking new shit out before everyone else. Who has virtually destroyed the Hasbro Transformer reviewer market single-handedly. Yeah, that guy. I don't know. I for some reason it speaks to me, and I really like it. I wouldn't be surprised if someone on Shapeways creates an addition to his chest to make it be the front of the tank. I like the head sculpt. I think it works. I like it.
Yeah, the problem is if you create the front of the tank for his chest, then you have to figure out a way that it's gonna clip into alt mode or something like that. That's the only thing I think you could do.
True.
So I don't know. If people are excited, that's great. I just think that just feels like another cheap cash in on the G2. So
of course, yeah. Because they did that with, wasn't Combat Megatron a G2 version also?
Yeah, I think so.
Which was the fucking replacement that Hasbro sent me because they gave me a overbite with 2 right hands.
Mm-hmm.
Son of a
But
bitch.
see, nobody. I mean, this is you could shoehorn this into your Japanese Beast Wars, your Beast Wars the second stuff. But
Megastorm, yeah, right. That's his
nobody.
name.
Yeah. Everybody wants more Beast Wars, but nobody wants to put in the work.
I hear you.
Get a little 3D printed horn for your Triplicon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jimmy Crack Horn, and I don't care.
Well, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I know, man. Free bird. Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
So what we have next?
We got a whole lot of Target listings.
All right, let's take a look.
Someone who works there took a photo of his Palm computer.
Okay, so we've got...
Call it by its name, Oscar.
New
What's it
masterpiece.
called?
The zebra. The zebra.
Beast Wars.
Beast
Okay.
Wars. Isn't that ironic? It is a zebra and he's looking up Beast Wars figures.
I will run through what we have here. Ready? Here we go. We have a new masterpiece, Bumblebee. No extra information. They're thinking Camaro 77, but they said your guess is as good as ours. Transformers, Slag, and Daniel. Because when I think of Daniel, I think of Slag, and certainly not Hot Rod. Earthrise Runabout. Transformers, Seeker Thrust.
Cool.
Cup, Jazz, Astro Train, Transformers, TBD3 unknown, that's useful, TBD4, Project Future Dix, Deluxe, Gigawatt, Transformers Jolt, Dino, Sideswipe, Bumblebee, Grimlock, Starscream, Scourge, Hot Rod, Cyclonus, Optimus Prime, new figure, Voyager, Mistaken Optimus Primal, perhaps, Inferno, Rhinox, Dinobot, and Tigatron. So that is the list in
He's
one.
going to be a Voyager. Interesting.
Yeah.
So, Kingdom is going to be focusing on Beast Wars. So that's nice to see all this stuff listed here. I am interested in what the Slag and Daniel set's going to be. Because if that does really well, it would be nice to see Hasbro attempt a leader class Dinobot set. Given that Takara only made a Grimlock, they never ventured forward with the rest of the Dinobots, unlike Fans Toys and Giga Power and all the others.
So I'm also thinking here, though, are we looking at some? Because we don't know exactly what all these things are. But Jolt, Dino, Sideswipe, Bumblebee, like they all seem to me like they could be
movies,
movie stuff, the movie, whatever their studio series. Even Grimlock, I guess, right? There was a Grimlock in the movie, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I know the rumor for Slag and Daniel is based on, it's going to be a studio series, but based on the animated film. So maybe Grimlock may be based on the animated film movie studio series listing, which would be really cool. And we have a Cyclonus who's a Voyager, which I'm excited for. Because that actually looked really good in that one spoiler pic that one guy posted who had all those other figures, including Thrust. And we have a Hot Rod Voyager also. That's going to be interesting. But yeah.
Yeah, why would you make Hot Rod a Voyager? Like Rodimus maybe. Is it gonna be...
but not Hot Rod.
Yeah, like why would you make Hot Rod a Voyager? It doesn't really make too much sense in this case.
It's especially like I don't know what he looks like in the modern comics. Like I know what he looked like in the IDW run. I don't think they would go that route.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're gonna be seeing like they did with Optimus Prime for Earthrise at the leader class figure. It was like a little mini masterpiece. I joked about it being. So maybe we'll get a pretty dumbed down version of the masterpiece Hot Rodimus that we got from Takara a few years ago. Not saying that could be the case. And then we're getting a new Rhinox, a new Dinobot, and then apparently their deluxe class, which is beyond me why. And then Tigatron is the Voyager. Which means that Cheetor may be a Voyager also, because that's just a straight repaint.
Yep. Yeah. So I don't know.
And then there's Gigawatt.
The Power Primes, was it Power Primes? I think it was that Rodimus, he was leader class, right? He wasn't Voyager.
Well, combined, when he was evolved, he was leader class. His Hot Rod persona, which I'll be honest, looked more like Rodimus than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
That was like Voyager scale.
Okay. I never messed with that one. I almost did, but I was like, no, I can't. So, yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I guess if maybe it's just a re-release of that figure. I mean, I guess that's possible, but no, because the combined you said is leader. So I don't know.
Greg, what do you think?
I think the G.I. Joe group tiers are fucking delicious. I care more about that than I do whatever the Dinobot Tigatron. It'll be what it is. I don't know. I don't speculate on. Anytime I try to speculate on something, like from my own personal interest, like of anything mainline, I always end up getting disappointed when it comes out. So I don't even like speculate even for the show.
I got you on that. I understand.
Even though I did get Skylinks, that I rode that thing off early and I got it. I was pleasantly surprised. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll pick up some of this. Well, no, I won't, because they have the Masterpiece Tigatron coming. So.
Yeah, he's dropping soon too.
Yep. Next, the end of next month.
Yeah, on to the next one being.
Oh shit! That might actually be the end of this month. Fuck! Hold on, I gotta look.
Yeah, I'm a little excited for this. It is a Transformers Generation Selects Bugbite, which I pre-ordered over. Oh, fuck off, bastard! I actually pre-ordered him on a Chosen Prime, so I missed out on the BotCon variant. Wasn't Impossible Toys that did a version of him like this? They were doing
they did a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, it was. Now that you mentioned,
they had a Wasp, they had a Glyph.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
yeah,
have most
so
of them,
I'm
I
actually
think.
looking forward.
But he's not. He's got Bumblebee's head and he's got Cliffjumper's alt mode. Like, they couldn't even just throw you a bone and make him an actual Bumblebee. Like, we know the Bumblebee mold's coming, so what are you gonna have? Bugbite 2 or something like that, where it's just a white Bumblebee mold? Like, come on.
Oof.
Like, that's what pisses me off, is that, like, you couldn't even be bothered doing anything more than just making it White Cliffjumper with the upcoming Bumblebee head.
Yeah, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Killjoy.
Yep. I like his logo. I like his little,
The insignia, yeah.
Yeah, the insignia is awesome. I think that looks cool, but, like, I just can't get behind this figure. It's not for me. I don't know.
It's inspired by the Mercenary for the Transformers War for Cybertron Netflix series, complete with the official Mercenary faction logo. This Bugbite figure comes from robot to classic G1 sports car made in 18 steps and comes with a blaster accessory that can attach to the figure and robot in sports car modes. It includes Generation Selects to look class Bugbite figures, accessories, and instructions. So Generation Selects is a fan-dedicated line of figures featuring special edition characters that can't be found in the main line. Special edition WFC GS16 Bugbite is inspired by the Mercenary Transformers War for Cybertron series. So, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, it scales at 5.5 inches. I know they're doing a hubcap. He's also, they're doing a Generations hubcap. He also has the Cliffjumper mold that's in yellow, except for the hubcap head.
Well, that makes more sense, right? I mean, hubcap was Cliffjumper.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but I don't know. I'm excited. I pre-ordered it. I was excited to be able to get my hands on that. So.
Well, I'm glad you're happy, Oscar.
Oh, good. Because I need to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
I need to be happy, okay? You always make fun of my Transformers.
I'm surprised that they actually haven't done MP Bumblebee as Bugbite at this point. The
That's what I'm saying too.
The quote I'm gonna call him Bendy Bumblebee, the one that just kind of came out and looks more like the anime or the cartoon, I should say. I'm surprised we haven't seen any repaints of him that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm.
You think they would?
And then when one comes out, everybody's gonna bitch about it. So
that is true. That is the way of this fandom.
Did you see that finalized early 2021? 7-Eleven bought up all the Speedway stores in North America. I don't know if you guys have Speedway around you. Justin, you probably do.
No. I don't think so.
Oh, you don't have Speedway? Oh,
No.
They expanded. Yeah, it's a gas station chain, so there'll be like a whole lot of 7-Elevens popping up. So maybe we'll get a 7-Eleven MP 44.
Very nice.
Everybody can bitch about too.
Well, bitch about too, man. I'm so pissed. But I mean, I don't know. Like, we'll see how this goes. I mean, I'm excited for it, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Because again, this was a BotCon miss on my part, and I think I'm sure he goes for Crazy Mouse. He's part of a set. So yeah, we'll see. And moving on to the next subject, it is a possible Devastator gift set.
Yay!
Jesus friggin' Christ! So I forgot the name of the yellow version of Rampage. Skip jump
Scrap
or something.
metal.
Is it scrap metal?
I think so. Yeah.
So this one comes with a scrap metal, not an actual red Rampage. And I mean, I kind of feel bad for all the collectors that went hunting like crazy for all the pieces to finish their Devastator. So now it's like, now you're going to have two versions. You're going to have the one with the red Rampage and one with scrap metal as the yellow leg. I think this is kind of neat. It's a throwback to like the old, to the G1 gift set that Devastator had. And, then the reissue that hit Walmarts, and then people were picking it up at quote clearance unquote for like $20. I think this is really neat. And again, this does pander to the movie fans that grew up and now they have a little disposable income. So I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Like,
it's fine. No, so I'm not familiar. Are these all the Studio Series ones? Like, what's the Mixmaster looks wrong to me, and I don't. Maybe I'm not.
He does kind of look wrong. Well, he's missing the hood because that's detachable on the Studio Series. I own that one.
Okay.
As well as certain other pieces. I don't see a placeholder for them unless that's because I don't think that's how the box looks like unpacked. It may be included in there somewhere. Because there you have them all there basically.
Mm-hmm.
I just I tried collecting it because I thought it'd be great and it'd be one of the biggest combiners Hasbro has ever made, besides the Predaking set, or the Devastator. So I was like really excited, but then the fact that I thought I could at least I had the two legs and the torso and the head. I'm like, oh, I could put them together. And I was like, oh, no, I got to wait for the bottom half of the torso to come out, too. And by then, I was just tired of hunting this fucking thing down. I'm too old for this shit. So I backed out and sold my shit off. And people were already complaining about, like, certain things with, like, Hightower connecting to the other guy. I don't remember his motherfucking name. But I'm sure the people that grew up with the movies are excited about this, and I'm happy for them. Now it's their turn to suffer disappointment. So, yeah, that Mixmaster has the hood detached, and I think something else. Two other things as well. One of them's like the green might be part of his the cement mixer part that's like part of the neck on Devastator.
Yeah, are you talking about the stuff that's off to the side?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the piece that comes with Rampage. Is it? Is that the last one to come out?
Oh, no, I thought it was Payload.
Oh, I don't know. That's that piece that just randomly fits on the back and then comes off and goes on the
So, I mean, I think this is good. I think this is going to be great if people are really into that.
the oh shit, what's the company? Devil Savior, long haul started hitting U.S. retail today.
Really?
Tag of a shit.
That's gonna be.
This is why
Those
our
are
show
looking
needs Greg on it
really-
because Greg knows like almost real time. He's like, oh, just got word that XYZ thing has just hit, whatever store.
Yeah. So this one's supposed to be a lot less fiddly than the first one because long haul is just Mixmaster for the movies is just a nightmare design anyway. So this one's supposed to be a lot better.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's what I was kind of banking on.
Because I remember watching Matthew's reviews, and he was like, "It is a chore, man. Roll Tide. That took hours. Not really, but." And then
it wasn't the funnest thing in the world.
Yeah. Well, it's better than the rumor that the Hasbro Unicron's got to take the better part of an hour to transform.
Mm-hmm.
Which, we'll see. But speaking of, we'll see. Azure C Studio Starscream is a statue.
This is a very Roll Tide episode.
This is a very Roll Tide episode. This is, I don't know what Matthew's going to do, man, because this is a Starscream.
That's in.
And
it's the Azure C, which is, I'm sure it has some tides that roll.
Mm-hmm.
Roll Tide. Take your cat fight.
The detail looks really pretty impressive with this figure.
Yeah. It looks real insane. I love the head sculpts, the regular head sculpt and the one with the crown on top of it. This is insane. This is beautiful. And the base, base has got like a missile firing and all that stuff. So
it's like the more you look at it, the more details you end up picking up off of it.
Yep.
Like I love the crown. Like you can either have on or off. Like I love, like I'm trying to figure out, like I see the missiles all over the place. Like they're firing off somewhere. Like that's pretty cool looking. Yeah.
Even the amount of detail there in the turbine titties looking all right. So, and the intakes on his back, and it really does make, because the wings on the Seekers are supposed to be like capes, right? That's why I think some of the original not G1 episodes, but G1 toys, when they displayed them, the wings were facing down. They weren't propped up like in a cartoon. They're supposed to be like a cape. So this actually looks like, the way his wings are designed, it looks like a cape caught in the wind. So it really is insanely, imposing. And it looks like he's launching, like he's flying in the air and he's kicking up all that smoke for that base. But just looking at that one scene, one photo, hold on, that's 6. And then looking at photo 5 and then 4, the amount of detail in the arm, you could see what would have been like very movable joints, right? Their ideas of elbows and the upper bicep that connects to the shoulder, and of course the hands, and then of course on picture 5, it's the foot. The feet are extremely well done, very, very well done. Even the little pistons there along the side of the calf on the shin, that looks fucking great. This is definitely a conversation starter, that's for sure.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see more like colored photos and how it turns out. Like I hope, my biggest hope is that I want the smoke effects to just look super impressive there. So
yeah.
But and they have, I don't know if we've talked about it before, but they have Optimus Prime, and I'm not sure, is that supposed to be Megatron or Bludgeon? It kind of looks like Bludgeon with the
Bludgeon, judging for the helmet. Yeah.
And the sword and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, it looks very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Optimus Prime looks badass, but Bludgeon looks that's a character that doesn't get a lot of attention too, so I'm glad they give him some focus on this line of statues for that guy who has plethora of coffee tables dedicated to this stuff. So, yeah. So one fan did make something that goes, looks like a mix of Starscream, Macross Full Armor, Gundam, and Transformers movie, BB style, but better. It looks sick, honestly. Wasn't that feeling Prime as much as Bludgeon or Starscream Fallen, looking sick as well. In short, these are by far the best new Transformer designs ever. Only thing better than the IDW Comics style Transformers. So yeah, I agree that there's a little. It looks like a hybrid of a lot of different aesthetics from different series, but I think it works. I really think it works.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't think the statue needs to really be, from one thing. Like, I feel a statue's perfect place to be open to interpretation a bit. So.
Yeah. I'm just glad somebody finally got around to making a Starscream statue.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what Matt's probably got this pre-ordered, right? Like, realistically. So.
He's already paid for it.
It has Roman.
Hi, Gator. I'm glad I got your social security number so I can start a line of credit. You're going to be so irresponsible with your credit card. Nothing but Starscreams everywhere, man. Nothing but Starscreams. Meanwhile, Gator's like, he's just sitting there doing it. But we got no questions today because even MP listener, MP collector stopped listening. We lost the big one, Justin.
I know.
We lost. He
sad.
Could care less on what we're doing. But hopefully next week we'll be able to get everybody on and we will discuss the Transformers Siege series, our thoughts on it. It'll be a complete spoiler discussion. So either you've seen it and you know what's coming, or you haven't seen it and maybe you
have time to go watch it. So
yeah, to see what it is we're talking about. I am proud to say I'm one of those people that does not mind if I have a movie or a TV series spoiled for me, because it helps with the decision whether I need to see it or not.
I am one that does not tend to mind too much. Like, once in a while, like if it's something that I've been like really looking forward to and trying to avoid, I'll be upset about. But like, I would say like 95% of the time I like just don't care if you tell me what happened, because like I'll still get enjoyment out of it by going to see it. So
I mean, when the Bumblebee movie came out, Shannon Maddox, the guy who built like the 5-foot-tall Devastator, was talking about how much he liked it and stuff. So I messaged him and like, hey, spoil it for me. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, dude, that doesn't bother me. So he told me what happened, and in the end it just told me that I needed to go see the movie. Because I asked him, hey, is there a scene where like Bumblebee pulls up to a fucking dance club and there's a bunch of girls dancing? He's like, nope, nothing like that. So I was like, all right, well, fuck it. So I had a lot of fun watching it. So looking forward to see what people think of our opinions on it. Again, these are just our opinions, they're not facts, unless we are restated otherwise. But so as always, be sure. I think we're good to wrap things up today, Justin.
Yep, I think so.
All right.
I don't have anything. Does anyone? Greg? Anything? Nope. Okay.
All right. So be sure to check out our friends over at the Cool Table Network from Toy Detox. If I ever decide to publish another episode, it will probably be before the presidential election. As always, check out our good friends Rumble Collectors, because I love Eddie Dustmites and Beers on a Boat too. Be sure to check them out on Bandcamp app. Look him up under Dustmites and you'll find his stuff on there. Beautiful stuff to listen to while I'm doing some work around the house or when I'm actually animating or drawing. So, for the sake of Primus, and I can't implore this enough, please collect responsibly, man, especially when it's mainline shit. Like, if you're willing to pay way more than what mainline shit is worth, then, you need to practice a little patience. Just use your gut. Don't go crazy shelling out cash only to see, that Skywarp's a good example. So,
yeah, and if you go to like Target or like Walmart or somewhere that's got exclusives and you can't find what you want, but like you see like another line has like their stuff out, like don't just buy all that shit up and be like, I got trade baits just because you couldn't find what you're looking for. Like that's just no fun for anybody. So don't be a dick.
And I understand
unless
that some of you want to make
for me. Or G.I. Joe Troopers, Cobra Troopers. In that case, buy them all up and hit me up.
My favorite line is when they ask extra and they go, well, I need it to be worth my time. Like, people asked him to go check out and look for this shit. And, and when they make that statement, I like, I'm going to start calling them out like, oh, did people ask you to go? Do you have receipts to prove that, bro? Because I want to see all your friends that ask you to go check out Targets and fucking Walmarts for He-Man and G.I. Joe stuff. Like, I'd like to get my hands on a Beachhead because that figure looks dope as fuck.
Yeah,
You know, I'll wait on Target. Target. I'm fucking. I think Amazon has them. I think no, that was Gung Ho I saw. But him and Gung Ho look pretty dope, and I'd like to have them in my collection. So on behalf of me and other members of here of Shattercast Uncut, for the sake of promise, please collect responsibly. Don't be a dick and buy everything on the shelf because you want trade bait. Be good to yourselves and each other. Be good people. And just like Ironhide likes to say, shut the fuck up, Chip. I will transform with you inside me. I swear to God.
Good night.
All right, good night.